Hi, Bill Henshaw here again. This one's not particularly a current event, but it's something that I think that you people that are in favor of Roe v. Wade and the quote unquote right to abortion should be seriously thinking about. And by the way, I say up front here that we probably share the same belief about the right, but not the way that the 9-0 farts decided it. Based on the due process clause of the non existent 14th War Amendment. But what you're going to be looking at in the future here, and maybe the not too distant future here, is not only the right to abortion, but the government power to demand abortion based on national security interests. That's how they're going to accomplish it. And otherwise, how much time is it going to take here? We're going to end up like China with 1.5 billion people? It doesn't work here. So that's national security because we've got to protect the environment and keep the population under control and this, that, and the other. And there could be likely to be some very interesting statutory regulations that govern that as to who gets sterilized and who doesn't. Just a thought for the upcoming future here. So that said, the underlying case that's going to be relied on to support this, and if you want a really infamous case here, it is in Scott v. Sanford, aka Dred Scott. It's the case of Carrie Buck. Buck v. Bell, 274 U.S. 200, reached the Supreme Court about 1925 or 26, something like that. And what happened was Carrie Buck, who was a bit older at the time, found out after she got married that she couldn't have children, and she and her husband couldn't figure out because they were normal people, should be having kids, right? She goes to her doctor, and he tells her that she's been sterilized. Now, if you've been sterilized, don't you know that? Isn't that rather obvious? Well, it wasn't here because what happened is that Carrie Buck spent some time, and I'm sad to say this, in a psychiatric institution in my home state of Virginia. And she was there, and I don't know the full facts of this, but her mom apparently had some quote unquote mental problems, as did her grandmother. And again, I don't know the full scope of that situation. But she was placed there on that basis and with minimal, if any, quote unquote due process rights. I think there may have been a hearing, this, that, and the other, but it apparently wasn't much in the way of deciding an issue that removed her liberty for a period of several years, at least. Well, during the course of this time, when she was young, and she might have been under 18, that part I don't know for sure, but they took her in to perform surgery. I don't know if they told her it was going to be an appendectomy or whatever. So they put her under, and they do what they did, and she wakes up none the wiser. But they sterilized her without her knowledge and consent. And that's why she couldn't have kids. So she goes to the Supreme Court, the 9-0 farts, on a civil rights claim and was suing the bastards for violating her rights. And I swear, hand to God, the case was decided by Oliver Wendell Holmes, the Yankee from Olympus, probably in my bottom 10 justices on the court. And this case is a big reason why, because he ruled against Carrie Buck. And the reason he did it, I said, hand to God, you can look it up. He said that 3 generations of imbeciles were enough. So the state therefore had a right to do what they did. To which I reply today, 6 generations of welfare recipients are enough, and or 9 generations of usurpers of the Constitution are more than enough. So those of you who favor abortion rights, you might get what you ask for, but in a different context than you thought it would ever arise. Think about it. Thank you.